Yeah, very good.
Good evening. Good evening. There you go. And welcome to the 47th annual graduation ceremony of Lawrence North High School. My name is Kai Benford, and I am the president of the senior class. Now, please rise if able. The Ellen Choir will now sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts reflected were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare,
The
bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
o'er the
Land of the free and the home of the
Good evening. We are here tonight to recognize the accomplishments of these young men and women before you, the class of 2024. And we celebrate this important step in their journey of life. My name is Brett Krauser, and I have the honor of serving as principal at Lawrence North High School. Please allow me to introduce our honored guests, faculty members, and students who are present on stage. As your name is called, please stand to be recognized. Members of the Lawrence Township Schools Board of Education, Miss Wendy Mustin, Miss Amy Norman, Miss Crystal Puckett, Miss Jessica Dunn, Miss Marta Lawrence. Thank you for your service to our school and to our community. Thank you. Also present on stage, Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Lawrence Township Schools. At this time, I ask that members of the Lawrence Township Schools Administrative Cabinet to please rise and be recognized. Lawrence North High School would like to thank Dr. Smith and his team for their continued support of Lawrence North High School. Thank you. Our student leaders on stage for the class of 2024, Kai Benford, Senior Class President. Sasha Burton, Class Vice President. Kevin Haney, Class Secretary and Valedictorian. Alana Preston, Class Public Relations. Henry Ising, Valedictorian. Jasmine Strelo, Salutatorian. Thank you for the service you've provided to the class of 2024 and to Lawrence North High School. Also on stage are members of the administrative teams of Lawrence North High School, McKenzie Center for Innovation and Technology, the Lawrence Advanced Academy, and Fall Creek Valley Middle School. The Lawrence North administrative team, Mr. Jason Floyd, Assistant Principal, Mr. Brian Atkinson, Assistant Principal, Miss Ayana Williams, Assistant Principal, Mr. Donnie Mims, Assistant Principal, Mr. Michael Penrose, Athletic Director, Mr. Jim Zeller, Assistant Athletic Director, Mr. Shante Smith, the Director for the McKenzie Center for Innovation and Technology, Mr. Christopher McAloon, Assistant Director for McKenzie, Miss Tracy Means, Principal, the Lawrence Advanced Academy, Mr. Justin Lynch, Principal, Fall Creek Valley Middle School. Again, thank you for all you do for our high school. We also have on stage the chairpersons, the administrators who oversee each department, who represent the teachers, the counselors, the administrative assistants, and the instructional assistants who work with our students each and every day. At this time, I ask that the department chairpersons and all members of the Lawrence Township teaching and support staff in the Coliseum to please rise and be recognized. Thank you. Lawrence North High School is a proud public school and it is honored to serve the Lawrence and Indianapolis community. We know that this would not be possible without those who protect our freedom. Therefore, I ask that those former and active members of the armed services to please stand if you are able and be recognized. Thank you for your service to our country. And last, would the parents, grandparents, and other family members in attendance please rise? Thank you for choosing Lawrence Township Schools and Lawrence North High School. This time I ask Kai Benford to come to the podium to read the accomplishments of the class of 2024.
This class has accomplished so much over the past 4 years. I would like to share with you just some of these accomplishments from the past year. Academically, we had 3 National Merit Committed Scholars. Over 50% of the class earned college credit and advanced placement, IB, dual credit, and industry certification courses. And over $33 million in scholarship dollars awarded to the class of 2024. Athletically, this year, we had 89 All-MIC Conference athletes, 43 All-Marion County athletes, 18 athletes named Indiana All-State All-Star, 39 academic All-State athletes. In performing arts, for over the 4 years, we've had state dance finalists in jazz and hip-hop, ISMA organizational band competition, gold rating, show choir state finalists for both Legacy and Bella. And our amazing theater productions in both plays and musicals. Clearly, these are just a few items from a great 2023-2024 school year. As your class president, I say, well done. And we will continue to make our mark with our future endeavors. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask our president of the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township School Board, Ms. Wendy Mustin, to join me at the podium. Ms. Mustin and members of the Board of Education, as superintendent of the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township, it is my pleasure to announce to you that the members of the class of 2024 have satisfied the requirements for a high school diploma as set forth by the state of Indiana and by the Board of Education of the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township. Ms. Mustin?
On behalf of the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township, I hereby accept Dr. Smith's recommendation that the members of the class of 2024 have met the district and state requirements for graduation, and I request the diplomas or certificates from Lawrence North High School be awarded to them.
Jonathan Ramirez Molina. Dolce Ramos Samayoa.
Class of 2024, please rise.
It is our honor to address you as fellow graduates of Lawrence North High School. We may now move our tassels from right to left. Congratulations, graduates! Have a great evening and go Cats!